Tony D and Little Joan here with a Screenwriter's Rant on Spiritwalker, a movie about a guy who jumps in and out of other people's bodies and looks kind of interesting, coming out of South Korea. Smash like and subscribe. Thank you for smash liking and subscribing. Please check out my books, links in the description. Comedy Horror in South Jersey. It's the Pineys, books 1 through 8. I'll be doing a signing in Millville, New Jersey tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the Bogart's bookstore. Now check this sequence out. Looks pretty cool. See this guy? He's just he ends up, that's his shift in other bodies. That's just kind of cool, right? It's a cool visual. Says here on the IGN write-up, IGN can exclusively debut a brand new trailer. Oh, exclusive. For the latest explosive action sci-fi thriller out of South Korea titled Spiritwalker, debuting exclusively on the martial arts streaming service Hi-Yah. I didn't know we had one of those. Cool. March 18th. That's tomorrow. Cool. Before hitting digital and Blu-ray and DVD on April 12th from Well Go USA Entertainment. After waking up from a car crash, unable to remember anything about his life, a man begins regaining consciousness in a new body every 12 hours. Now he must piece together his identity, all memory, and no allies. His time is running out. Why is his time running out? Hi-Yah. I didn't realize that was a channel. I don't understand why his time's running out. That would be my main question. And why every 12 hours? Why not every hour? Why not every other day? But that all being said, I like the idea. This was the same sort of idea in Altered Carbon to a certain extent, which I did like that show. So it's kind of cool because he ends up in different people's bodies at weird times and has to deal with their drama. And he has no choice because he's kind of stuck in their bodies, and he's trying to tell people who he is and where he is. Might be a tough movie to follow, though, because it is in Korean. And so, and it seems like he's in the bodies of similar people. So he's a man, I assume, and he keeps jumping in and out of men's bodies. It makes it harder to follow the character, especially if he doesn't know who he is, right? So that seems to be a high bar. Looks like you're going to have to address a lot, but the South Koreans have been kicking ass. Directed by Yoon Jae Kanyun? Probably not saying that right. Oh, and it stars him too? He's one of the stars as well, and he directed it. Doing all the heavy lifting. Nice. Where's the screenwriter credit? No screenwriter credit? I wouldn't be surprised if he wrote it too, if he directed and starred in it. Yeah, interesting. Spiritwalker. I would hope it would tie into something that would explain why he's doing this. That it just wouldn't be like it just happens. Some kind of South Korean, tale or spirit. I mean, they call it Spiritwalker, and in Asian mythos, there are a lot of spirits. So it could be that they do have something very folk-tale-y to base this on. A little hard to say what the movie's about, though. That being said, I mean that it's action. He's in the car crash probably in the first act. He wakes up and then he, 12 hits and he shifts into another body and he doesn't understand why. Then in the second act, he's trying to figure out who he is. Maybe he's not who he thought he was. And then each shift probably screws things up to a certain extent. Especially if he ends up in the body of, say, a criminal who has to pay a guy by a certain amount of time and he doesn't remember that, or they're already after him, which seems to be the case. It seems like he gets into the body of a gangster. And there's a scene where he goes, oh, how did I do that, when he disarms somebody of their gun, meaning that he's not the guy who does all the martial arts, but the person whose body he inhabits is. So there's some intriguing concepts here. I don't know. I would trust it because I'm telling you, the South Korean movies have been great, especially the ones they import over here. So I would give it a chance, certainly. And I love chopsocky stuff. I could watch that all day long. Um, so I would totally watch it. Yeah. That being said, I think it's going to be tough. I think it's going to be tough to follow, would be my guess. Between the subtitles, now the action, because it's more action oriented, the subtitles maybe aren't that as important, but they are important to who he is, and you're trying to put together those clues. So that could be very distracting. So it could be a very tough movie to follow, but I'm up for the challenge. And again, I mean, I would give it a chance because I mean, you had Sweepers. That was a good movie. What the hell else? They had a bunch of stuff that came out of South Korea that I liked. A bunch of zombie movies. I think aren't they doing that new zombie series? All of Us Are Dead, and and Peninsula, and the sequel to Peninsula. No, that was the sequel. The Train to Busan, and then Peninsula. Peninsula. Zombie car chase. Please, that is totally in my wheelhouse. So I'm excited. I'm excited for this. I think I'll try to catch it. I think I might have to get a subscription to Hi-Yah. Anyhow, that's it for me, Tony D and Little Joan. Check us out on Odysee, Bitchute, and Rumble for our more base takes. We got a news blast and a Hollywoke hot take. We'll see you in the next one tomorrow.